Nigerian Football Federation for exposing them, to top quality facilities in the UAE. In Abu Dhabi. So I think we should encourage whatever the NFF is doing, whether Yemen or Afghanistan. You have an opportunity, of seeing these players in a match situation, and that's what they have done. So I don't see anything wrong in what has happened.
They play international football. They are given a chance to listen to the national anthem of their country. They feel like international players. Look,
absolutely.
A few years ago, Brazil came and played Tanzania. Tanzania and Brazil are definitely not in the same league, but they still came. And the Brazilians today, they believe that they learned something from that encounter. So when people say these kind of things, it is destructive.
I'm happy that we played this game first.
I'm delighted.
That we played this game first because this was very, very good for the team, South Africa. And I'm sure they built on this game.
Cote d'Ivoire.
I beg your pardon, Cote d'Ivoire. And I'm sure they built on this game for the game they played against Yemen with Mfon Udo and Azubike Igweke scoring. Both players scoring for the first time for the national team. It's amazing. It's good experience.
And this is what we are saying. These are the kind of things that can only serve these players better in the future. The qualifiers for the Chan are going to start very soon. A lot of these players will also be involved in African club competitions as well. This is the kind of things that improves their mentality. I mean, when you've played for your national team, you've played in front of, maybe not in front of capacity crowds, but these are the same players who they've taken to Peru. They've played in some of the most keenly contested matches you can think of, high pressure environments. It can only serve to better the Nigerian clubs, and it can only serve to better the Nigerian national team. So there's something to be gained from these kind of encounters. I still mentioned the fact that Brazil came to play Tanzania. A few years ago, they also played, was it Gabon as well?
Yeah.
These countries are not in the same league as Brazil, obviously. But the Brazilians will always tell you that they learned something from those games, apart from the fact that they were paid an appearance fee. They brought their first team players, they brought promising players, and all of those players are better for you today.
Okay, all right, so let's, the boys are back, and they're looking forward to 2015 majorly. It will be the home base Eagles that will be busy, and I hope that the NFF can build on this for the team. Although we know sometimes in March, there could be a friendly against Brazil in Uyo. I'm not sure the home-based players will do that one. I'm sure the foreign-based players will also come around because we also need to focus on the big picture while the main team are not really going to be active in 2015. But let's talk about the Golden Eagles very quickly. They are also very busy playing games after game. And over the weekend, they beat NNL side. They are scheduled to play Kano Pillars. They're really busy. Emmanuel Amuneke and the boys.
Yeah, they went to the Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna. From Abuja, they traveled to Kaduna and beat Sokoto United. And Manu Garba was also there. He watched the game, and he said he has given some tips to Emmanuel Amuneke. That's the way to go. Niger 2015 is around the corner. By next month, they should be in Miami playing to qualify for the World Cup. So we just hope that they remain focused, and Amuneke will be able to get the right, a blend of players for this tournament. We need to continue to graduate players because as it is now, if we don't do that, we will run into problems. The future of Nigerian football lies in this youth, the under-20 and under-17. So the NFF need to do a lot to encourage them.
Was that, I think the match was that 33rd friendly match?
Absolutely.
That's a lot. It only
usually these A-grade teams play so many. I mean, Manu Gaba and his boys, when they were at this level, were playing almost every other day.
Yeah.
Fanny Amu in 1993, they were playing almost every other day. All around the country. Just come together, play a game. Come together, play a game. For team chemistry. And that was why they became unstoppable.
Yeah. And like we said, it can only serve to prepare these teams better. They can dot the I's and cross the T's, look at where their weaknesses are, improve on their strengths as well. And so there's always something to be learned from these games. And the stiffer the opposition, the better these players become. When you play on the 17 national team against Kano Pillars, the likes of Kano Pillars, league champions of Nigeria, of course it's a stiff test. And if they come out with that in flying colors, then you have cause for optimism. So I'm just pleased with the way the team has gone about the preparations, the kind of support the NFA has also given them as well, and also the tremendous amount of work that Emmanuel Amuneke and his backroom staff are also doing in order to ensure that they do not lower the standards that we are accustomed to at this level of football.
All right, so that's it. We wish Emmanuel Amuneke and the boys the best of luck as they get ready for Niger. Let's hope that they will go there and put up that kind of show that we expect from these boys. Do one better than Manu Gaba, become champions of Africa, and then go on to the world stage and become champions again. Well, let's quickly take you now to Equatorial Guinea, Mongomo, and update you with what's going on. It's now 1-1, but then South Africa lost a penalty that would have given them a 2-0 lead. Tuso Fala scored the goal and then missed the penalty. It should have been 2-0 to South Africa, but no, it's 1-1. And guess what? It's an own goal. Tulani Otwayo scoring an own goal, scoring in his own net, leveling the scores for the Algerians. So as we speak, it's Algeria 1, South Africa 1, and we're told that game is end-to-end stuff. Plenty of exciting moments in that game. But at the moment, it's Algeria 1, South Africa 1. Were you expecting something like this, Oye?
Yeah, of course. We also what Algeria did at the last World Cup. Apart from the coach that they changed, they have kept
the bulk of the team together.
Team.
Injury worries for some of their key players.
Yeah, but they will still do well. You know, my fear, and I think it's already manifesting for South Africa, is maybe a little bit of inexperience at the highest level. Sometimes you need big players at this stage, you know, to be able to navigate these games. I just hope that they will not fizzle out on the big occasion.
Okay, well, Oye, you said it, and it happened. Algeria just scored a second goal now, so Algeria leads at the moment, and it's Fauzi Golam. After 72 minutes, it's Algeria 2, South Africa 1. Maybe that inexperience. If they had put that penalty away, the story would have been different. But as we speak right now, Algeria have just scored a second, and they are leading South Africa by 2-1. All right, so that group is indeed living up to the name. Very, very difficult group it is. But gentlemen, let's spend some time to talk about the Africa Cup of Nations. Let's try and bring you results of games played so far. The tournament started on Saturday. Group A with the host, Equatorial Guinea, and of course Congo kicking off the tournament. They played out a 1-1 draw, and then Gabon laid down the marker with the most convincing win so far, with a 2-0 win over last edition's losing finalist, Burkina Faso. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was in the middle of all of this for Gabon. Group B, we had Zambia and Congo DR yesterday, 1-1, I beg your pardon, and then Cape Verde and Tunisia also settling for a 1-1. So that Group B is a group of draws. No winner, no vanquish so far from Group B. And then Group C today, the game played earlier, you had Ghana losing 1-2 to Senegal. That's a surprise.
It's the
last kick of the game.
But I mean, well, so far from what I've seen of the competition, I'm just particularly excited about the quality of football that has been displayed. I think this is where Nigeria should sit down, and we should have had probably a technical team studying the games, looking at how far African football has progressed. Because there's no way we can. I'm struggling to think of.
You raised the point, because we should be monitoring all these teams.
These are teams that a proper association would have had scouts looking at all the possible opposition that Nigeria could possibly meet in the future. Qualifications for the CHAN is coming up. Qualification for the 2017 Nations Cup will also be coming up as well. Unfortunately, this competition, I don't think there has ever been a technical report for any Africa Cup of Nations ever. But a serious FA would have been there, studying all of the games, looking at how the teams have progressed, their pattern of play, and strengths and weaknesses of all the teams. And I've struggled to think of any team that the Nigerian national team can beat convincingly, whether it is Equatorial Guinea, whether it is a very decisive Gabon who plays excellent counter-attacking football, whether it's Zambia, anyone. I'm struggling to think of who we could possibly defeat. And maybe this not going qualifying for the competition was a blessing in disguise. If we can take this opportunity to look at how well African football has progressed, about how we should now begin to understand that we cannot afford to underrate anyone, because a lot of these teams are becoming increasingly aware, better tactically aware, better funded. They have better players in the European leagues, better exposure to tactics. There are no small teams in Africa anymore.
Just to buttress this point, we saw that Ghana-Senegal game, and we knew it was just a matter of time before Senegal got the second goal. These boys extremely fit, quick, mobile, and the tempo was good from start to finish. I mean, that's some food for thought for us. Yeah,
obviously the Teranga Lions, we were at the National Stadium in 2000 when they almost
beat us,
disgraced us in the National Stadium.
In quarterfinals.
And I think what happens is that at the stage they get to their peak and they come down. But the team is going up.
The new team.
The new team.
No Papi
and no
very strong
youth. They have shown them the way as those players who usually stabilize the team. So I think they have a crop of young players who are ready to make Senegal proud. And they showed that in Cairo when they played the Pharaohs of Egypt.
Tomorrow, Cote d'Ivoire against Guinea, Mali against Cameroon, another difficult group. where anything can happen.
Yeah, they are